Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Darian Alexandra Fordham. Today I'm reviewing Kendrick Lamar's album Damn. It dropped on Thursday night at 11 o'clock. So that was April 13th, and it was supposed to drop on Friday, but everyone keeps saying it dropped on Friday, but it didn't. And then there was this whole conspiracy theory about since it dropped on Friday, which was Good Friday, then he was going to drop another album on Sunday, which is today, Easter Sunday. Happy Easter, guys. That he will basically symbolizing how he's like the rap god, but it's Sunday and he still hasn't dropped an album, so I'm gonna go ahead and make this video, and if he does drop an album, you will see my head explode or whatever, because this album, like, I love Kendrick. He's so genius, and he's like my favorite poet of this generation. Damn starts off with the song Blood. Now, it has an opening skit. So the opening skit is blind woman who is looking for something, and I guess it's causing trouble to her. So Kendrick decides to stop and said, like, go assist her. And he's like, excuse me, miss, what are you looking for? And then she's looking around, and then next thing you know, she just calms down and she says, no, you've lost something. You've lost your life. And then there's a gunshot. Now, Kendrick is dead at this point. At the beginning of the album, Kendrick has died. Whoa. So then it goes straight to a clip from the news where they are discussing Kendrick Lamar's statement on police brutality, and how I'm guessing it's a Caucasian woman talking about how she didn't like the statement and so on, and then that gets cut off. Then the album goes into DNA. Now, DNA is just a song that's uplifting black people. Like, we are royalty. We have royalty going through our veins. It's a dig on police brutality in there, too. And it's basically talking about that they use their uniform as a statement of power when it shouldn't be. It should just be, like, a statement of power on bad people, but all black people aren't bad. The next song is Yeah. Or Yeah. But according to Genius.com, which is my main source, they think that this is a shortening for Yahweh, because throughout the whole album, Kendrick references the Bible. Kendrick also talks about how he's going to refer to himself as an Israelite. And the song also talks about how, like, his niece looks up to him. I guess that also refers back to the title, because, you know, God is the ultimate role model. So, like, we look up to him, so I guess his niece is kind of looking up to Kendrick, as Kendrick will look up to God. And that's what I'm just guessing. The next song is Element, and this reminds me a lot of Kanye West, which makes me kind of biased towards not liking the song. And I think Kanye actually tweeted Kendrick about this, which is like, oh, this song is really Kanye Westy. I can't even lie. And I really don't like Kanye West. I like some of his music. I like his old music, but just because Kanye West and all the craziness he's been through recently, it's not my favorite. So I guess that's why I just dislike this song. But it's basically talking about how he made nothing out of something. No. He made something out of nothing. And the only thing I really like about this song is that he mentions ain't nobody praying for me. And that really stuck out to me because I don't even know why that stuck out to me. I really want to tweet it. I might tweet it like later tonight or something. But, you know, you never really think of who's praying for you. You always just pray for yourself and you pray for others, but you never really think who is out there really praying for you. So it's just a weird concept to think about. And like the fact that he brought it up, it's like, who is praying for me? You know? So then the next song is called Feel. And Feel, it just talks about all his negative thoughts of being in the public eye, because obviously having everybody look at you and have all that criticism, and it's just a lot to handle. Then the album goes into Loyalty, and this song features Rihanna. And I really like the vibe, especially on the latter end of the song. In the chorus, it just gets so much better, and Rihanna and Kendrick's voice together is also interesting, because this song samples Bruno Mars's 2-4K Magic song. And if you actually like listen to it, you will hear it, and it's like, oh, I see what you did there, Kendrick. But other than that, this song just talks about how Like, who is really loyal? And it's like, basically in their group or amongst their relationships, they don't want any posers or gold diggers looking after them after the fame. So, yeah. Okay, so the next song I love to death. It is named Pride. And, okay, I heard this song first because LeBron James made an Instagram live before the album dropped. It was on Thursday, and he was just listening to the album, and he put it on Instagram live. So what I did, I saw a tweet about it, so then I went on LeBron James' page, pressed his Instagram live, and he was listening to music. So I'm just, listening to it, whatever. It was like, 2-3 minutes long. And then I came across this song, and at the beginning of this song, I forgot what it says, but I lip sync it all the time. It says something about love will kill you, but pride will be the death of you and me and you and you and you and me and me. And I love that. Like, it's I don't know why, but like I just feel like pride is the reason why so many relationships are lost, and it's crazy. Also in Pride, this I guess this is a song that revolves around the scripture Proverbs chapter 11 verse 2, which states, "When pride comes, then comes disgrace, but the humble is wisdom." So then that takes us to the song Humble. Now, Humble, he already released way before this album. It was just like a sneak peek to what the album was. And he's basically just saying how he's killing the rap game. Everybody else needs to sit down, stay humble, stay in your place, because I am right here. You are right here. Like, humble yourself. And that song goes hard. Also in Humble, it's this symbolism. So I guess he's referring to himself as the rap guy, which is like the verse. So humble yourself before God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. So he's like, humble yourselves from me and resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Then he's like, humble yourself, I am God, you guys are the people, I guess. You follow me because I'm on top. But he's not, I don't think he's necessarily comparing himself to God, but it's just like he's comparing the power he has in the rap game and the difference between everyone else to the power God has and the difference between everybody else, if that makes sense, without blasphemy. Then the next song goes into lust. Now, he keeps bringing up the question of love versus lust and wickedness versus weakness. In Love versus Lust, he's basically saying when you enter the music industry and you get to a certain point of success, what you think about most is the money. Like, I'm doing this for the money and not necessarily for what, like, you love it or for helping the people. It's for money, and then you get tied into drugs and alcohol and you're lusting after this stuff, and it becomes a cycle, and you do this every day. It's repetitive. And then at the end of this song, he mentions, "Oh, I need some water." And he is overcoming me, or like it's getting hotter and hotter. And I think that is symbolic for like the more that I lust and the more that I enter this cycle, the closer I am to hell and letting the devil overcome me. So I need some water because it's getting hotter and hotter the more that I lust and lust. You understand? Like, it's connecting. So then after all these strong messages and morality and politics and everything, it goes into the song Love, which is the opposite of lust. And Love, he's talking, I'm guessing he's rapping towards his fiance, and she is basically the one that keeps him grounded. And he does have a fiance. I've guessed her high school sweetheart. And I haven't seen pictures of her before, but I recently seen pictures of her. And I know there was controversy because in the song Humble, he talks about like dark-skinned woman and natural hair and this and that. But his fiance is, I believe she's biracial. And I know a lot of people were saying, how are you going to preach about black women and this and that, but your fiance is biracial? But I don't think it really makes a difference. I know it's like practice what you preach, but I don't think it's necessarily, offensive like some people are finding it. I think it's just love is love, and this woman has stayed by his side. So, and he still respects black women, and she's still black, like she's biracial, but Some people don't see it like that, but that's a whole nother topic, and I'm not going to get up too off the album. Moving on to XXX, and this song is really political, and it features YouTube. It's actually a good song, and it gets really political, and it talks about injustice in the Black community, and it's a story of this guy named Johnny, and what happened? I think Johnny like killed somebody or something like that, or he got caught up in something. And then he went to K-Dot. K-Dot, which is it's Kendrick's name before Kendrick Lamar. And he goes to K-Dot and asks K-Dot to pray for him, but because he's like the anointed one. But then K-Dot is like, no, like I'm your equal. I'm not anointed. I'm trying like you are. But he prays for him anyway. And I'm guessing in this song, I feel like Kendrick Lamar is kind of challenging the Black community, because it just talks about situations where people get killed and how someone's so quick to go get revenge. And I feel like he's challenging them to like not enter that cycle of violence and, you know, retaliate in a smarter way so we can move forward instead of just, we're kind of at a plateau right now, I feel. So, the next song is Fear, and this song reminds me of Good Kid, Mad City, period, but specifically it reminds me of Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst. And in this song, he's telling a story. It's from when he was 7, when he was 17, and when he was 27. Or is he 27 now? I don't know. But at 7 years old, he talks about, it's basically he had a fear of his mom, or his parents commanding stuff. It's like, why are you watching the TV so late? Why are the dishes in the sink? Blah, blah, blah. And like just coming at him with demands and like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Like just like regular stuff. So that was his fear at the age of 7. Like that was so scary. Then moves on to 17, where he's going out, he's going to parties, he's messing with, you know, little teenage girls out there, and walking from the candy store and stuff. And he has a fear of being in those situations and getting killed, whether it's being in a gang, wearing the wrong colors, get him killed, or by the police, walking from the candy store as Trayvon Martin did. And he's just talking about that type of fear of being a young Black man and the way he's dressed and the way he's perceived. And then at the age of 27, being as successful as he is, his fear is losing the success and being judged by everyone around him, and like is more of a moral fear. And it's just crazy to see those different perspectives of him at different ages. And yeah, I really like it. It's like a really good throwback new song. Then the next song is God, and the first verse, he's basically saying, oh, I'm successful, I'm comparing myself to all these successful people, I'm out here getting money, doing me, blah, blah, blah. Second verse is like, it's basically, maybe it's Kendrick Lamar from a mature perspective, or it's actually God speaking through Kendrick Lamar saying like, humble yourself. This last song is called Duckworth, and this is the craziest story. This reminds me of Good Kid, Mad City too, because, you know, Kendrick told those stories of Good Kid, Mad City. Okay, let me do it. So, as you guys know, Kendrick Lamar is signed to a label, Top Dog Entertainment. Basically, Kendrick Lamar's father is working at a chicken joint. Top Dog, that's like the boss of the company, is self-named. His real name is Anthony. Okay? Or maybe that's his symbolic name. I don't know. Either way, Kendrick Lamar in this song refers to Anthony. Anthony has a history of hustling and crime and robbery and all that. So knowing this, Kendrick Lamar's father knew that Anthony had a reputation. So Anthony would go up to the chicken place, and Kendrick Lamar's father, who's smart, was like, let me not get on this guy's bad side. So he would give Anthony free chicken, he would give him extra biscuits, whatever he wanted. So whenever Anthony was in line, he would get the hookup from Kendrick Lamar's father. Mind you, Kendrick is still like a baby at this point. Well, probably was still a baby at this point. Like, Top Dog and Kendrick had no relation at this point, right? So Top Dog had the intentions of robbing the chicken place. Now, I wasn't quite clear if he actually robbed it or it has the fact that Kendrick Lamar's father giving him free food stopped him from robbing the place, but I think he did rob it. So he robbed it, and Kendrick Lamar's father was saved by Anthony because they had built a good relationship by Kendrick Lamar's father giving him free food. So I guess he shot somebody or something like that. But basically, Kendrick Lamar's father's life was saved. So in the song, Kendrick is like, if it wasn't for two people with put in this from two random situations and coming into one, I would have been without a father. So basically, years later, when Top Dog signed Kendrick Lamar to Top Dog Entertainment at the age of 15, they were in the studio. I guess Kendrick Lamar's father came in, and they looked at each other and recognized each other from the time that Anthony decided to rob the Chicken Shack. I probably could have told that so much better, but I'm just like connecting the dots in my mind right now. So that blew my mind, and that's just a great way to end the album with that story, because he basically just like I would have been without father, and I would have been where I was, and then Top Dog would have been in jail for life and had a case, and then without that situation happening, I wouldn't be as successful as I was. And it's like, woo! And then to wrap it all up, he starts off. The first lines of the album was, what was it? It was like, I was walking the other day. The last line of the album was, I was walking the other day, or something like that, because I can't remember it right now because I'm getting too excited. But before I start talking all fast, which I already have, that is about it. I'm not trying to doubt Kendrick, but I don't think he can top anything over To Pimp a Butterfly. I feel like that album alone is just amazing. But this does live up to my expectations. I'm glad it wasn't just like a huge flop. The production was really good. Like, all the instrumentals and all the beats and the production is really well done. And the lyrics and the stories and the question of morality and the political aspect, I love it. It's a great album. 9 out of 10 recommend. I hope that the rumors that he's going to drop another album today will happen. And if it does, I'll make another video. If it doesn't, another disappointment like the one that he did when he promised the album with J. Cole. Just saying. So thank you guys for watching my video. Once again, I'm Taryn Alexandra Fordham, and check out my other videos while you're at it.